everyone. A very good morning to all of you students. This is Assistant Professor Ishani Trivedi from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology, continuing with the session of the subject Construction Equipment and Automation. Now students, currently we are discussing regarding the drone photogrammetry. We discussed about the different types of drones that can be used in the civil engineering, in the construction activities. Then we had started with the specific applications of the drone photogrammetry in the field of survey. Now we have already discussed about the three different types of surveys in the previous session. We discussed about the building survey, land survey and the underwater survey. Now today we are going to move forward with the next type of survey, that is quality and quantity surveys. Now please note students that quantity survey, when we talk about this, then it covers a large vast topic regarding the survey works. Not just the photogrammetry works which is done with the help of the drones, then the output which we get from the drone photogrammetry, the aerial images and the modeling and the maps. With the help of that you can carry out a lot of activities regarding the construction, meaning once the survey work is done, the applications which are to be done regarding this type of survey, that is let us say for example to carry out the measurement of the area, to compute the volume of the area, to compute the area of the particular land. So various construction activities will be involved. We can also talk about once the accurate measurement is done for the particular area, let us say for the volume, then with the help of that you can find out that what quantity of material of moving earth is going to be required, how we are going to execute it, how we are going to carry out the budgeting work based on that. If you are to move the earth in cutting or filling, then what quantity of material will be required, and based on that you can call the contractor and then you can pay him accordingly. So there will be lots of activities involved behind this quantity and quality survey. You can also carry out the quality checks. The inspection and maintenance can be done throughout the construction work using the monitoring survey. So together this is going to give us a huge picture regarding the construction activity. Once the output is with us, then we are going to apply it at various fields and carry out the full quantity surveying works. Now let us try to understand what is the purpose of quantity surveying. What is a quantity survey? So the main the main aim of the quantity surveyors is to play a role in contract procurement, tender evaluation and dispute resolution. This is the main role of the quantity surveyor, but inside of these processes which we are talking about, in the contract procurement, say in the tender work, in the evaluation, as I said that the budgeting work, the finance work, the quantity of material, to find out the contractor, to give him the work, and then if there is any kind of discrepancy, then to carry out the quality checks, to carry out the solution works. So together if you form this in terms of technical words, then it is the main purpose of the quantity surveyors to play an important role in these three processes. Now let us try to understand that what is done in detail in this type of survey. Now we can see over here we have the particular land or the area. We can see it has the difference in elevation and different topography all over. Then the map can be computed from over here and you can find out that what is the area and what is the volume of this particular land. Volume meaning the quantity of material which has to be excavated or if it has to be filled over here. At the bottom we can see over here is this is your example of a digital terrain model. See, I had discussed in the last session that we are going to have two models, digital terrain model and digital site model, or say surface model you can say. We are going to talk about the same in detail, but those are the models which can be extracted with the use of quantity survey using the drones. Here we can see volume calculation can be carried out, the plotting of lines for the different survey works can be carried out. Point cloud classification, meaning 3D point cloud is again one type of a model which can be generated with the help of the drones, which we will study later on. Contour lines can be plotted. So overall your full quantity work quantitative work of the area will be done with the help of this type of survey. So it is concerned with the estimation, planning and control of the cost on construction project. As I talked about the budget, so to put it very precisely, the estimation work, planning and control of the cost and budgeting on construction project is concerned in the quantity surveying. What are the activities included? Exactly the cost estimation, the cost planning, value engineering, feasibility studies, cost benefit analysis, cycle costing and valuation. See, there are lots of roles of a quantity surveyor. He has to focus, as we said, that what is contract procurement and tender evaluation. So all these activities over here are going to be included in this particular sections. Efficient and effective utilization of the resources. Now with the help of quantity survey, he can also carry out the estimation of the requirement of materials, and based on that only limited amount of material will be used, and hence this can be termed as resource allocation, limited resource allocation. Up-to-date information of the market tools and equipment. Now you can also carry out the monitoring of the on-site equipment and the automation which has to be applied. So that is your monitoring of the site. Now can you see that all of these specific small applications are together combined over here, and it forms a quantity survey. So to help in planning and scheduling of construction activities and resource allocation. So one kind of project management system. Risk analysis can also be carried out based on the data which is extracted with the help of survey works. So first here we try to understand that what is the full concept regarding the quantity survey. Now let us try to understand what are the various drone applications over here, in what fields exactly you can apply the drones for the survey works in the quantity survey. So we have his first step. See, you can see over here at every step you can apply the drones in the quantity survey. These are the basic processes, basic standard processes regarding the quantity survey, and you can apply the drones in each and every field. You cannot carry out the bidding work using the drones, but the data which will be extracted using the drones can be used for carrying out the bidding work. So the first which we have is bidding and pre-planning. Next we have is planning and design. The third which we have is execution. Now the execution is going to include various activities like the earthwork, the site progress, monitoring, communication tool between the various parties involved in the construction work, minimizing the rework by achieving the accuracy, and handover of the project at the last. You can also say that these are the specific applications of the drones as well. You can carry out detailed explanation of this individual application as well, and at last will be your maintenance and asset inspection. So in all these activities in quantity survey you can apply the drones. Now let us try to understand with the first step. The first step which we have is pre-planning. Now for the pre-planning process, meaning for carrying out any kind of construction work, even before the launch of the construction work, a topographic survey or a topography map is required for any particular land or the area, right? So with the help of drones we are going to carry out the pre-planning work, that is the computation of the DTM, that is digital terrain model and digital surface model. We have been discussing about this repeatedly, so this is over here your example of DTM and DSM. DTM is going to give you the 3D modeling of the particular plane area, and here we have the area which is containing lots of details over here. It has buildings and it has many details, so that will be your surface model. So it is generated, right, with the help of drones and then applying to the photogrammetry software. The DTM and DSM for the site are generated with the drone data. It can show the possible drainage points. As I said, the details can be shown, the changes in elevation and other factors that can assist in selecting the best location for the building, digging or storing of materials. So this is your preliminary survey, if I say your pre-planning survey, which can be carried out using the drones. You can also carry out the survey over here in inaccessible areas, let us say for the valleys or behind the rivers or mountains where the humans cannot go directly. Then those areas can also be included. So example, if I take an example, a real-time case study example, then in the middle of Alps, you know the Alps mountain, The work was carried out using the drones at an altitude of 2,500 meter above sea level. The project was to build 20 wind turbines at an elevation of 2,500 meters. So the full 800 hectare area was mountainous site was surveyed using the drones. It resulted in orthophotos. Now see one more application, one more image output of the drones, that is orthophotos and orthomosaics. We will discuss about that. A DSM and a 3D model with an accuracy of 3 to 4 centimeter in just a matter of hours. This is a real-time example. This was carried out in the Alps in the location of the same, where with the usage of drones the models were created and within few hours the work was done. That was your pre-planning stage. Next, second we are going to talk about the planning and design. The second stage is planning and design. Now here I am going to give you a real-time example. The images, the aerial map, here we can see this is your example of an aerial map which is taken with the help of drones. It is not taken directly like this. It is always taken in terms of number of aerial images, say hundreds of aerial images, thousands of aerial images. They are stitched together using the photogrammetry software and such kind of map is prepared. So here we can see, let us first see the example. This is an aerial map with construction zones with existing and projected buildings. Meaning it tries to say each and every detail is shown over here in the aerial image. Now if I extract more data from here, then we can see the aerial map with existing and projected buildings. Before what we could see, it also had the construction zones, it had all the details. Now in the second phase we can see it only has the existing and projected buildings over here. The third stage, going even more in depth and extracting the map, then here we have the aerial map with projected buildings on 3D top, meaning we have only extracted the 3D models of the buildings at this particular place. So can you see how step by step this is going, this work is going? This is how you carry out, you extract the data once the surveying is done with the help of drones, and this is how it helps in the quantity survey. So the very same images collected by drones over here can be used as the part of planning process by providing the foundation for the work of others as well. For the architects and local authorities and engineers also. So with the drones, the orthophotos or the 3D models, we can overlay the buildings onto the environment to get a clear sense of how a new building might appear next to the existing one. I think you can understand this. You are just creating a visual over here that how it is going to look for real by projecting it on 3D top. We can also assess how the new project will impact on the area from practical and aesthetic point of view. You are creating a visualization of the future as well to assess it for various activities. You can extract precise data, manhole measurements and import them into our CAD or GIS software and add to the existing data as well. So this not only helps in the planning and designing, it also helps you to add in the existing GIS data as well. Now next, moving to the third process, that is the execution. Now in the execution specifically we are going to talk about the earthwork. As I said, for moving earth, right? If you want to move earth in cutting or in filling, then this is how your map is created with aerial images. The elevation of the area is found out. Now suppose this is our area to be excavated, then for that particular area, with the help of applications and formulas, you can find out the volume of this particular trial pit where the excavation has to be performed. For example, it was calculated as 234 meter cube capacity. So now if you want to carry out the excavation work, if you want to cut or fill the soil, then you have the volume in front of you. The data is extracted from the aerial image carried out using the drones. So the 3D models created using drone images make the volumetric measurement easy. So the first process in execution is earthworks. From the drone images we can generate a point cloud. This is your example of a 3D point cloud consisting of thousands of points, each containing geospatial, that is X, Y and Z coordinates. If I say 3 dimension, then it will be X, Y and Z coordinates and color information. So the contractors can then use this data to carry out the excavation work, because the number of contractors, right, the number of work which will be done, meaning the amount, the volume of the material which will be excavated, the cost or the billing is done on the basis of that. So if you have the accurate idea regarding the volume or the capacity, then only that much amount of soil has to be removed in cutting, it has to be cut, it has to be moved, and you can pay the contractor accordingly. Hence accuracy is also achieved and the cost is also minimal. So next second step for the execution is site progress monitoring. Now I already discussed that you can carry out the site monitoring work with the help of drones. Let us have a look at the example. Again I am taking a real-time example over here. This is your construction of a road work in Norway where the images were taken for real using the drones. So here the first step we can see is monitoring the progress of road work in Norway. This is your step 1. Here the image is taken using the scanner. In the next step, again more clear aerial images, just like the satellite view, the 3D model is created in the second step. This is how your monitoring can be done, and you can also send this data to your whatsoever involved parties, your clients, so that they will also be able to monitor that how much work is progressed. In the step 3 you can see the completed work, the completion of the work. So this is how step by step you can monitor the work and say that application is the site progress monitoring. So the site managers have to control and validate the completed work in order to move to the next one. So this is how step by step your work is moving and the work validation will be done. Faster you are able to check and validate a task, the faster you will be able to go to the next step. So this also ensures speed of the work, right? Next we have is for the low cost of using a drone to collect the visual data on a construction site. It is possible to carry out the surveys on a regular basis. You can carry out every day and give the record of the progress to the involved clients and architects and engineers. So the timeline of information can be used to control and validate the task more quickly, saving time and ensuring the deadlines are met, which I already discussed. Next step is the communication tool, minimizing rework and handover. The next step for execution is communication tool. Now see, once we have the data from the previous work or the slide which we saw, that is the continuous monitoring, then this becomes your communication tool. So the visual data from the regular drone surveys, you can send it to the your client or your planners or your engineers. So it also explains that how immediate work should be performed and helps identify the safe or hazardous area as well. Next we have the visual reports can be sent to customers as well, which I discussed already. I think you know about the same, so they also stay informed and updated regarding the same. Next is the handover. Once the work is done, you are going to hand it over. The full documentation will be handed, and if you have the data, then in future also if you want to carry out the rework or inspection or maintenance, then this is going to have a huge benefit that you have an up-to-date visual which can help you catch a mistake as well in future. And also if you want to carry out the demolition, you are going to have all of the data. Next, regular documentation of the process. You can also check back to see where the mistake occurred precisely, and in future if any problem arises, then instead of legal cases and issues, you can go back and check out where the mistake had occurred, because you are going to have a full visual data in the software, in the 3D models and 3D point clouds. Next, the last step of the execution is maintenance and asset inspection. Now this can also become the structural health monitoring survey as well. So you can also call it as quality survey, you can call it as quality control, or you can call it as structural health monitoring. Everything is one and the same. So maintenance is often not a part of it because it costs time and money, but still you can carry out, you can assess the structural health, you can assess the maintenance, you can carry out the inspection at the places, at the areas where you cannot access easily. So the drones are going to give you the data for the same. Ensuring quality maintenance of assets is not always easy to do at a reasonable cost. So please note that this is going to increase the cost if you want to carry out this particular process. By sending the drones in the air, companies can visually inspect large assets or those located in hand-to-hand, hard-to-reach areas more effectively and cost-effectively. So I think you are able to understand about the maintenance part. Here I have taken an example for the maintenance and inspection for quality control check. This is a dam which is located in Spain. Large structures require time-consuming inspections and specialized safety equipment. I think you can understand this, and safety protocols have to be followed. So the images from the drone surveys can be used here rather than the manpower for dangerous site activities. So altogether clubs this as health monitoring survey and quality control survey as well. And the last part of the execution, that is maintenance and asset inspection. Next, here I am showing you the 3D model which is created for the continuous monitoring of the landslide activity over here, because to constantly monitor this, you are going to keep the road work which is constructed in the mountainous region safe for the safety of the vehicles which are going to move. So to monitor this, you can carry out the survey works. You can also predict from this time to time images which are taken, and then you can predict that what is the land activity, what is the technique, what is the pattern of the land slide activities which is taking over here. Okay students, so this carries your all different types of survey regarding the drone surveys. Now in the next session we will talk about the drone image outputs. Okay students, have a good day. Thank you.